Welcome to animation class number 3. With this class, we are going to learn how to create a background, a foreground, and the animation. As you can see here, the background does not move. The only thing moving is the animation. From the blue sky all the way up, that is the background that's been set, and the foreground is actually in the front, and the animation is coming through the background and the foreground. So the first thing you want to do is we want to set up our canvas. So go ahead and go to Gallery and go open up your stack. Choose the plus sign and choose screen size. So the first thing we want to do is we want to add a color to our background here. So we're going to come up, and on the first layer, we're going to choose a sky color. And then we're going to drag and drop that sky color. Now, if you remember my example, I had a textured background. So we're going to come up, we're going to add a layer on top by clicking the plus sign. We're going to tap the layer and then use clipping mask to attach to layer 1. We're going to go to our brushes, and we have several choices of textures. We have set 1, we set 2. There are textures down in the regular brush sets in Procreate as well that you can go through. I'm going to choose the square spirals, and I'm going to choose white by double tapping in the white area if I don't see white down here. And then I'm going to see the size of my brush, and I want to test it out here and see what size I want it to be. And I think I want it this smaller size. And I'm just going to go and color in the background. I want to make sure not to be so large as not to see the blue coming through. And I'm going to lower the opacity of my spirals here just a little bit. I'm about halfway. Then I'm going to merge this layer down with this layer. So I'm going to tap and merge down. I'm going to add a layer on top. Now I'm going to choose the calligraphy brush. So I'm going to go down to calligraphy and choose the monoline brush. My brush size is going to be probably 30% is a good size, and I have white turned on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my clouds. So just like with the others, the clouds are basically the letter C touching each other. And I think I'm going to have one coming down right here. Then I'm going to color drop. I'm going to come up. I'm going to add another layer by clicking the plus sign. I'm going to keep the same brush and the same brush size, but now I'm going to create my sun. Now you can draw any type of sun you'd like. There are different kinds. There are the kinds that you can draw like this, like that. There's the regular sun with the lines like that. There's the sun with the points. Okay. And then there's the sun that I'm going to draw. You can draw whatever kind of sun you like it to be. So I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to make a circle, hold my stylus in place, and then touch to make a perfect circle. And I'm going to drag. Now my sun is on top of my clouds, which is fine right now because I'll move it in just a minute. And now I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to draw these little shapes, and they do not have to be perfect at all. I just think they look really interesting and different. And then I'm going to come in. Okay, so I need to come in and let's see what happens here. It's flooding, so I'm going to adjust the threshold by dragging my stylus over. And then also tap here, and then I can continue filling in without having to color drop. Once I have the sun looking like I want it to look, I'm going to move it. But there's one more thing I want to add to it. I want to darken the color here a little bit. And I'm just going to add, oops, let's get rid of that. Just going to add some little design here just to make it look interesting. You do not have to do that. And now I'm going to move the sun below the clouds. So I'm going to tap it and bring it below the clouds, and now the cloud is on top. And now I can merge the cloud with the sun. Merge down. And I'm going to want everything that I've drawn so far to be on one layer so that it's flat. So I'm going to tap here and merge down. Now I have my background. So I'm going to add a layer now, and I'm going to choose green to be the color of my ground. You can choose any color you'd like. And then I'm going to come in and just draw just kind of a wavy land and then color drop. I'm going to add a layer on top, clip that layer to the layer below. I'm going to change my color here to more of a yellowish green. And I'm going to change my brush. I'm going to go back to the textures that I like. Let's see what this looks like. That looks interesting, so I'll do this. Okay. So now I'm going to merge this layer, layer 3 with layer 2. But I am not going to merge these two layers together because this is going to be the background and this is going to be the foreground. So now we're going to turn on Animation Assist. So go up to the wrench, go to Canvas, turn on Animation Assist, and you should have a menu bar or a bar down here. So we're going to make the sky and the clouds be our background. So we're going to tap there and we're going to choose background. And then we're going to choose the next, this is called a frame down here. We're going to choose the frame here, and that's going to be our foreground. And then our animation is going to come up in between. So the next step is we're going to start drawing our flower. Now, I'm going to start with the leaves. So I'm going to choose a little bit darker green here, and my brush is going to be the monoline brush. So I can find that in calligraphy, monoline. And we're going to start out with drawing it a little bit of the bud coming out right here. Okay, but before we do that, we want to add a layer between these two. Okay, so we got the layer in between. And now I'm going to draw the little bud. And as you can see, it didn't draw down here. That's because the animation is between the background and the foreground. And I'm going to fill the little bud in. Okay, so now we're going to add another frame. And this time we're going to draw leaves coming out. Very small. Add another frame. Leaves getting taller. Add a frame. It's good to have the onion skins there because then you can see where exactly you drew the leaves before. And then we're going to have like a little nub on here. Go up. The little nub's going to get a little wider. And we'll just keep going. And then the nub's going to spread like this. And let's add a frame. And I'm going to do the little nubby thing here again. We're going to go back to this frame here, and we're going to find a color. I think pink would be nice, and we're going to add just a little bit of color here, and I'm going to go back with my green and kind of fill that in. Then go to the next frame, and we're going to add the pink again. Let's see, I thought I had the pink chosen. Okay, and we're going to come here. And then we're going to add a frame and go back to the old frame and get the green. Come to the new frame. And then get that pink. Just go back and I'll color pick it. And then we'll add a frame and come back and color pick the green. And we'll go back and pick the pink. So then what you can do is you can go back to the very beginning and you can add details. So I'm going to add little details to my leaves and my vines. I'm going to turn down the brush size to be about 10. And then I'm going to come in here and come in and put details in. just to make it look interesting. Okay, and now I'm going to add, I'll go back after I do my green and I'll add some effects onto the pink. Let me check it out and see how it looks. Okay. All right, so we've got the green. And you know what? I think I'll add lines. And one more. I think that just will make it look a little bit more interesting. And now I'll come back to the pink. When we start showing pink, I'll go through my layers here. I'm going to color pick. And I'm going to make it a lighter pink. And I'm going to add some dots. And then go to the next layer and add some dots there. Come here. And add some dots. And then one more. Okay. So this looks really nice. I'm going to go ahead and hit play here to check it out. Now I want my flower to stay put for a little bit before it starts the process all over again. So I'm going to hit pause and I'm going to come to the last frame before the foreground. I'm going to tap it and I'm going to adjust the duration right here to about 5. And now let's hit play and see how that looks. That looks really wonderful. So you have completed a full animation and you've completed the Animation 3 class. Make sure to save this as an animated GIF to your drive.